In this video, we'll discuss Elementor basics and then build on this basic knowledge to create advanced layouts in the next videos. In order to do that, I'll create a temporary page and delete it after this video. So let's create a page called temp and publish it. You'll notice this blue button, Edit with Elementor at the top. Clicking it will take you to Elementor's edit screen where you will be able to design this page. Let's do that now. There are two parts of this screen. There's a panel on the left which is called the Elementor panel, and to the right is a canvas where you design the page. The Elementor panel contains various elements that you can drag and drop on the canvas. All Elementor pages consist of three basic building blocks: sections, columns, and widgets. A section is the outermost block and behaves like a container. A complete web page will contain several sections. Inside sections, we have a number of columns, and inside columns, we have widgets. The elements you see in the Elementor panel on the left are all widgets. So a heading is a widget, an image is a widget, a video, a button, these all are widgets. In order to use these widgets, we need to have a section first. We can add a section by clicking this plus button. As soon as you click it, Elementor will ask you about the number of columns you want to have inside the section. Let's go ahead with a two-column structure inside the section. Elementor uses a blue border to highlight a section, and columns inside a section can be identified by these black dotted lines. There is also a column handle icon at the top left of each column that you can click to select and edit a column. Similarly, there is also a handle for each section shown by these dots. Clicking this section handle opens the section's settings in the Elementor panel with three tabs: Layout, Style, and Advanced. Clicking the column handle opens the column settings in the Elementor panel with the same three tabs: Layout, Style, and Advanced. The settings available in each tab vary for sections and columns. Let's add a widget to the first column. You can click this icon at the top right of the Elementor panel to view a list of all widgets. Let's add a heading to the first column. The way you do that is by dragging the heading widget and dropping it where you want it on your page. Elementor highlights widgets using thin blue borders, and there is a handle for each widget shown by this pencil icon. Clicking this handle opens up the settings for that particular widget on the left. For a heading widget, you can select which HTML tag should be used to render the heading on your page. Let's select H1 for this demo. You can control the alignment and do a lot more stuff using the Style and Advanced tabs. Elementor has a responsive mode which lets you control the look and feel of your page on desktops, tablets, and mobiles. Let's assume we want this heading to be left aligned on desktops, center aligned on tablets, and right aligned on mobiles. You can do that by clicking this icon to select the screen size and then choose what alignment you want. You can toggle the screen size using this icon at the bottom as well. After making the changes, hit Update to save them. To preview the changes, hit this eye icon, which will open the front end of this page in a new tab. Let's add an H2 heading below this H1 heading and see how the preview window behaves. Hit Update and switch to the Preview tab. Did you notice something? The Preview tab refreshes itself automatically to reflect the new changes to our page. You can click this hamburger icon at the top left to open some settings and some navigation options. We'll discuss site settings in the next video, but for now, you can click on View Page to navigate to the front end of the page or exit to Dashboard to open the WordPress backend for the page. We'll play around with some more widget settings in this video, but before that, I want to discuss a very important thing. If you remember, we had configured some global settings in Astra in an earlier video. Let's take a look at them. I'll open the theme customizer by clicking Customize in the WordPress toolbar. Let's navigate to Global, Colors, and then Base Colors. We had set this blackish color for our headings, but on this page, we see our headings in blue. Why is that? Well, Elementor applies some default font and color styles to its widgets. The reason you see these headings in blue is because of the fact Elementor wants them in blue. We can disable these default styles and force Elementor to use the styles that we have configured in our theme. To do that, we'll open WP Admin and go to Settings under Elementor. We'll check both of these boxes to disable default colors and default fonts of Elementor and force Elementor to inherit the colors and fonts from our theme. Let's save changes and refresh our page. See, both the color and the font have changed, and they are now what we have specified in our theme's settings. Let's close WP Admin and click on Edit with Elementor in the WordPress toolbar to open the Elementor editor for this page. Let's add a background color to both the columns. Click the column handle icon to open column settings and go to the Style tab. Click this first option for background type. Let's do that for the second column too. Let's also open the preview window. At the moment, there is no space between the columns. You can add some if you want by configuring the margins on one or both the columns. Click the column handle icon on the first column and go to the Advanced tab. Keep this last button highlighted if you want equal margins on all four sides. But I want margin only on the right in the desktop view. So I'll unlink the four values and have zeros for top, bottom and left and 10 pixels for right margin. You can select a unit other than pixels from here. Hit update and see how it looks. Let's move the H2 heading to the second column and have a 10 pixel margin only on the left for the second column. So there is a total space of 20 pixels between these two columns. Let's now adjust the widths of these columns using the Layout tab. On desktops, I want the first column to be 30% of the total width and the second column to be 70%. Elementor has populated the width text box with 70 automatically for us. On tablets, let us go with a width of 40% for the first column and 60% for the second column. And on mobiles, let's go with a width of 100% each for both the columns. Notice we have a margin on the right of first column and also on the left of second column. This is because we specified a 10 pixel margin in the desktop view, which is cascaded to mobiles as well. Let's go ahead and specify the margins explicitly for mobile view. The values that we specify here will override the values that are being inherited from the desktop view. For the first column, we'll have zeros for top, right and left and 20 pixels for bottom margin. For the second column, we'll have zeros for all margins. If you look at the first column carefully, we have specified margins for the mobile view. The margin fields are empty for the tablet view, but there is a 10 pixel margin as you can see on the right. This is because the margin values for tablet view are being inherited from the desktop view. So that's how the values cascade down from the desktop to tablet and then to mobile view. Padding, as you know, is the space between the edge and the contents of an element. So if we specify a padding of 50 pixels for the first column, we'll see that the space between the column boundaries and heading text increases. When we start designing the pages of our website, we'll make use of several widgets like images, text editors, buttons and so on. Please take some time to play around with these different widgets, create sections, columns and place widgets inside them. Tweak their settings and preview the changes. It is very important to familiarize yourself with the anatomy of an Elementor page. You should have a sound understanding of the different building blocks like sections, columns and widgets. And the best way to do that is to play around with these. The last thing I want to show you in this video is the template library. Elementor gives you access to hundreds of ready-made page layouts and blocks which you can use freely on your site. Let me delete everything from this page and let's click on this icon. You can import layouts from Elementor's template library with the click of a button. The first time you try to insert a template, Elementor will ask you to connect your Elementor account to access the template library. Let me do that now. You can click on the magnifying glass icon to preview a template. Click Insert to insert the template onto your page. You can use the template as is or edit its elements to have the look you want. This is a handy feature and may save a ton of time for you. I'll delete all the sections from this page because I don't want to use these ready-made layouts in this website. Also, I'll go to WP admin and then click on media on the left. These images were uploaded to our site when we inserted a ready-made layout. These are no longer needed, so let's delete them. That's it for this video.